What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $11,400. We're down 1.14%. And what I want to do is look at Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame today. And what we're going to be doing and paying a lot of attention to is the candle close today. And what I wanted to point out is the penetration that we're going to have today. So we're going to look for the candle close, and we want to see how much penetration we get into yesterday's candle. Now, yesterday's candle was similar to almost like a rickshaw doji candle, but the body was a little too thick, but you really had these long wicks on each end, and a lot of times that would signify a rickshaw man. So we had a lot of indecision up at this top here, and what we're going to see is how much selling pressure we actually have today. That's what's going to be important, and that'll be told by how much penetration we have into yesterday's body. So I always like to look at candlestick patterns, the penetration, and also the volume, because typically after we've had about 6 days to the upside here, you're always going to have that little retracement or that correction, even if we're to continue to the upside. What we're going to look to do is hold $11,084 as support. So that was previous resistance. We want that to become support. So we could retrace all the way back into that area, and I'd be fine with that. That would still just be a higher low, and then we potentially could go up and try to get through some of these overhead resistance areas and get that higher high. But right now I'm paying attention to how much selling volume we have. And if we get into our data window, this is something I like to use on TradingView Pro. It helps you out. So the volume today for TradingView on Coinbase for Bitcoin is 6.56K Bitcoin have been bought or sold right now. The average is 8.39, and we don't close till about 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we still have some decent time there. So we are having some decent selling pressure up in this area. And I just wanted to put you on notice about that, because in the next couple of days, we could retrace a little bit more. As long as we hold that 11,084, we're going to be looking pretty good, even down to this 50 moving average. And that would be around 10,862. That's just how these things work. After we make nice, strong moves to the upside, we typically get retracements before we can make that nice move again. But we're not really overbought on anything. The RSI is at 62 right now. You can see down in here, so that's looking pretty good. Our volatility stop is at 10,858 if we're in long positions and you're going by that. Our 20 EMAs at 10,962, 50s at 10,862, the hundreds at 10,600, and then the 200, the all-important 200 that longer-term investors look at, is at $10,000 even right now. So ultimately, that's where we do not want to drop below that 200 moving average in the weeks to come, because if you get trapped under that, then most likely that's going to signify a bear market, but we're not near that point right now. Right now, what we want to do is see continuation of this symmetrical triangle that we had. We broke out to the upside on about average volume, maybe a hair above that, and what we're just looking for is that next higher low area. That's what's going to be most important for us. And earlier I was looking at the Bitcoin fear and greed, and it was reading about 54. And typically when we get these big sell-offs and we get up into areas like this, the Bitcoin fear and greed will be at around 90, and we're like 54 right now. So we still have plenty of room, along with the RSI, to continue this move to the upside. Overhead resistance is going to be at 11,932. First area. Next stop's going to be at 12,305, and then after that we really could run hard and maybe test those $14,000 range. But that's if we can continue to keep this moving. We set a strong higher low, the volume comes in, and we continue to try to move to the upside. And what I also like to do is work through the time frame. So what I'll do as well as go into the 12-hour, and I'm looking to see what type of selling volume we're having here. So we're having about average volume. After yesterday, we had a nice strong candle here, longer wick. We want to pay attention to the wick, just like on the 1-day time frame. If we bounce back to that, this wick's about 2%, and typically when we get these longer wicks, you see over here, we can get some decent selling until we get that reversal. So just be careful in this area, and I still would not be shocked if we did retrace a little bit deeper before we could make that next move. But what I do is work down through the time frame. So that was our 12-hour, and what I'm looking at is the trend. Then I go into the 8-hour, and what we're trying to do is find support in this area. If we could find it off this 20 EMA at 11,227, that'd be great. And then I'll get down into the 4-hour time frame. And for the 4-hour, we're having a doji candle off this 20 now. That's what we'd want as support. If we drop down through that, then it'd be 11,252. See if we could hold that, then down around that 11,084. RSI on the 4-hour is at 55 right now. You can see we were losing a little bit of steam here, so price was going up and the RSI was going down. So we do want to be aware of that, and you can see a little above average on the selling as well. We have a long wick up there. That's the one that we're seeing on the 1-day time frame as well. So the most important thing is to set this higher low and then potentially go up there and get that higher high. If we take a look at the technicals, on the 1-day time frame, we have a 2 sell, 8 neutral, 18 buy, oscillators 1 sell, 7 neutral, 3 buy, moving averages 1 sell, 1 neutral, and a 15 buy. And I guess what I would say at this area right now, guys, just be patient. We're up above most of the moving averages, even from the 4-hour all the way out to the 1 day, so we're looking good. We just may have some of those profit-taking areas, and that's common for shorter-term traders. They want to take their profits, and they're going to look for the next great opportunity. But the longer-term investors are still in there, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever they're in, and that's what's helping hold up that price. Remember, it's all about that supply and demand. That's one of the main things that you want to look at. But I hope this helped you today, guys. If you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know what coins you're in and what you really like. I appreciate y'all. Take care.